March 8, 2014. Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 was a flight heading from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing. The flight was planned to take off from Kuala Lumpur at 12:35 a.m. and arrive in Beijing at 6:30 a.m., but it never arrived at its final destination. Today I will make an attempt to try to uncover one of the greatest mysteries in aviation history, the vanishing of Malaysia Airlines Flight 370, or MH370 for short. The captain pilot was 53-year-old Zahari Ahmad Shah, and the first officer was 27-year-old Farouk Hamid. In the plane, there were 10 cabin crew members and 227 passengers, who were mostly citizens of China and Malaysia, but there were also citizens from Indonesia, Australia, India, France, the United States, Iran, Ukraine, Canada, New Zealand, the Netherlands, Russia, and Taiwan. As for the plane itself, it was a Boeing 777 operated by Malaysia Airlines. Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 finally took off at 12:42 a.m. According to the Atlantic's article named "What Really Happened to Malaysia's Missing Airplane," at 1:08 a.m., the flight crossed the Malaysian coastline and set out across the South China Sea in the direction of Vietnam. Zahari Ahmad Shah once again reported the plane's level at 35,000 feet. 11 minutes later, as the plane closed in on a waypoint near the start of the Vietnamese air traffic jurisdiction, the controller at Kuala Lumpur Center radioed, quote, "Malaysian 370, contact Ho Chi Minh 120.9, good night," end quote. Zahari answered, quote, "Good night, Malaysian 370, end quote. He did not read back the frequency, as he should have, but otherwise the transmission sounded normal. This was the last thing heard from flight MH370, which occurred at 1:19 a.m. local time. The pilots never bothered to check in with Ho Chi Minh or answered any of the calls afterwards. 2 minutes after the final voice contact, the plane disappears off of the radar. This was the result of the transponder turning off. No storm clouds were detected in the area of the plane at the time, so it is highly likely that the transponder was shot off by someone in the plane. After the plane disappears off of the radar, Malaysian military radar immediately tracks the plane taking a short turn to the right and an abrupt turn to the left until it is headed in a southwestern direction towards the Strait of Malacca and Penang. After flying over Penang, the plane takes another turn to avoid the Indonesian island of Sumatra, and this was the last sighting of Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 with certainty, and this sighting was made possible through the military radar. British company Inmarsat made an effort to track the plane through a satellite. Inmarsat made status requests to help track the flight. The satellite telecommunications company suggested that MH370 took another turn towards the southern Indian Ocean. This, however, is not certain, but it is likely that this is true, as we will see evidence that may prove this later on in this video. After a couple hours of making status requests, Inmarsat made its final status request at 9:15 a.m., and this time it was unsuccessful, which most likely means that the plane has crashed. The time of the crash is widely speculated, but the crash time is at least 8:19 a.m. and at most 9:15 a.m., suggesting that the plane crashed somewhere in that time period. The initial search for Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 was located in Southeast Asia, where the flight was last spotted by military radar. But after analysis of the satellite communications, the search shifted to the southern Indian Ocean, thousands of miles away from its original flight path. Between March 18th and April 28, 2014, military aircraft and vessels scrutinized over 1,800,000 square miles, or 4,600,000 kilometers squared. The Chinese, Australian, and Malaysian governments were primarily involved in the search. After extensive searching, the official search for Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 was over on January 17, 2017. The search itself was disappointing. There was no evidence found besides some debris that washed up on the east coast of Africa. The debris itself did not show any evidence of where exactly the plane may be. There were 32 pieces of debris found, 3 of them likely to be from MH370, 8 of them to be highly likely to be from MH370, 7 of them to be almost certain to be from MH370, and 3 of them to be confirmed to be from MH370, although 11 pieces are unidentifiable. One of the debris found was the right-wing flaperon, which made the theory of the plane landing in an unknown place extremely unlikely. Some of the unidentifiable debris had burn marks, but all the confirmed debris did not, making the theory of the plane burning extremely slim. Despite the official search for Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 deemed to be officially over, in January 2018, a private American marine search company named Ocean Infinity resumed the search for the aircraft after gaining permission from the Malaysian government. They would also be paid by the Malaysian government only if wreckage was found. In a 9,700 square mile area, or 25,000 kilometers squared area, Ocean Infinity searched using a Norwegian ship named Seabed Constructor. The search area was extended, and in the end of May 2018, they scrutinized 43,000 square miles, or 112,000 square kilometers using 8 autonomous underwater vehicles. Since Ocean Infinity's contract ended soon after with the Malaysian government on June 8, 2018, the company was forced to conclude their search. This company also came up with no success. As of now, the search for Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 has ended, but the Malaysian government is open to restart the search if they find any promising leads or theories that may lead to the finding of the aircraft. Now, let's look into some theories that might explain what exactly happened to the plane, and possibly where it may be. There is no shortage of theories of the mysterious vanishing of Malaysia Airlines Flight 370. One theory suggests that two men, Puria Nur Mohammed on the left of the screen, and Syed Mohammed Rizal Delawar on the right, who had stolen passports, were linked to terrorism and deliberately crashed the plane. These planes were marginalized after the two men were not linked with any terrorist groups and only used stolen passports to seek asylum in Europe. Another theory that is similar to the last theory suggests that the plane was hijacked, but instead of crashing the plane, the supposed perpetrator landed the aircraft in a remote airport. There were 600 possible runways the plane may have landed to. This, however, is also very unlikely due to the fact that parts of the plane were found on the east coast of Africa, and those remnants show us that the plane supposedly crashed in the Indian Ocean. A theory that was coined by Professor Martin Christensen, an engineer from a top university in Denmark, who published mathematical data analysis of the plane's radar and satellite data, according to news.com.au, said that the crash site may have been near Christmas Island, south of Jakarta and outside of the search area in the southern Indian Ocean. This crash site, however, is yet to be identified, and therefore it is uncertain if the plane indeed crashed there. There is one theory that suggests that the plane was deliberately crashed into the ocean by someone in the plane, but there are no potential suspects, and everyone on the plane was innocent. Despite all of the theories that suggest what may have happened to Malaysia Airlines Flight 370, it still remains one of the greatest mysteries in aviation history. My heart goes out to all of the lives that were affected in this tragic event. If you're still curious about this event, there are many other videos that do a good job of covering everything about this mystery. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for another video on Mystify.